Jodie and welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be filming my December TBR. So this is the final TBR of the year, which is just crazy to me how fast this year's gone. But not only that, it is the first official day of Bookmas here on my channel. So basically Bookmas is just going to be me uploading a lot of extra videos, all Christmas themed throughout December. So there will be 12 videos uploaded from the 1st all the way through until Christmas Eve. So yeah, you can look forward to lots of festive content from me coming very, very soon. But for now, let's get into all of the books I plan to read in December. And for once my TBR isn't too big, it's still big but not as big as it could have been, so I've left myself with plenty of a room to be able to read so many other books, because I definitely do think December will be a mood read month for me, because I'm very, very busy for the whole of December. I work in a bookstore and obviously working in retail, you guys know how it is. And obviously I have all of the Bookmas stuff to do and just lots and lots of things. So it's a very busy time, so we're going to try our best to read. So this is my TBR stack here, which I don't think is too bad. So let's just get straight into it. So the first book we have on my TBR is my Patreon buddy read of the month. And this one I'm both excited and scared about reading, because I have a love-hate relationship with this author. So before I go any further, the book is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. So I'm going to be reading this alongside my patrons. I'm also going to be filming a spoiler-filled reading vlog, which I'm excited to do because I feel like it might be quite funny depending on how this book goes. So I actually don't know too much about the plot of this book. All I know is that it's a romance and it's a bit spicy and it's festive. That's pretty much it. It's set in Manhattan, and we have this girl who's looking at this shop window, and this guy comes out and he's like, what do you think? And she basically shits all over this window display, and it's like, well, it's kind of bad. And he's like, well, would you like a job doing it? And I think that's how it starts. So I think it's like her boss and her kind of develop a relationship or something, I don't know. But yeah, I am excited to read this because I love Christmas and I love rom-coms. But the reason I'm so nervous about it is because I think I've come to terms with the fact that Tessa Bailey's self-published books and me do not mix well, whereas Tessa Bailey's traditionally published books and me do mix well. So for example, I enjoyed It Happened One Summer, I enjoyed Hook, Line and Sinker, but I read My Killer Vacation, which was self-published, and I absolutely loathed it. It was one of the worst books I've read all year. So this one is self-published as well, I believe, and that's one of the reasons it makes me nervous. I think it's because the other books clearly had an editor, which maybe made them better, whereas My Killer Vacation probably didn't. And yeah, like, I'm just worried now that maybe I won't like this, but we'll see. I'm not going to go in with high expectations or low expectations. I'm hoping I will enjoy it. It's quite short, and yeah, I'm going to be picking this up quite soon in the month, but I will be filming a vlog like I said. So next we have another festive one, which is the Nutcracker. So this is a classic. I was very kindly gifted this edition by Penguin. So thanks once again to Penguin for gifting me a copy of this book. I actually have 2 copies of this, so I will be doing a giveaway for it very, very soon in another video. But yeah, all I know about the Nutcracker is there's the ballet, and that's pretty much it. And I know this is like a classic Christmas story, so I figured it would be a really, really fun to pop this on my TBR. If there's an audiobook, I might download that, but yeah, I do want to read like a traditionally Christmas tale, so I feel like this one will be a really, really nice read. And yeah, I love this cute little Penguin Classics edition. It's adorable. So next we have A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. So I've never read any of the books that are in this like Bromance Book Club series, but I do really want to read this one. So basically all I know, I think we have like a country singer, he's kind of famous, and he had this relationship with this girl called Gretchen, who is an immigration attorney, I think, or lawyer, and then it kind of fizzled out, and I think like she's the one that got away for him. And yeah, so basically we have her, and she is a little bit like a Scrooge. She's not too keen on Christmas because most of her clients who are immigrants are really struggling to be able to pay their rent and things. And so she's looking at it from like that perspective, that it's not the best time of year. And her estranged family ends up contacting her with this deal that she can't really say no to, and all she has to do is get back in touch with Colin and ask him to be the face of their new whiskey brand. So yeah, and he agrees to this, but in exchange for 3 dates before Christmas, where he's hoping to win her back and get a second chance. So this is a festive second chance romance. It does sound like it's going to be really, really fun, and I've never read any of the books in this kind of series before, so if I like this one, I will definitely pick up the rest. And I think Jan recently read this and really, really loved it, so I cannot wait to read it, and I hope that it's really good. So next we have a fake dating Christmas rom-com. Let's give that a round of applause because wow. Two of my favourite things in a book. So that is Just for December by Laura Jane Williams. So I was very kindly gifted this book and I'm so excited to read it. So a bookseller I know has read this book and absolutely loved it. So I'm so excited to read it. This is fake dating. So basically we have a writer on this show and then we have this really famous actor and he's landed the leading role of this show. And we have the writer and this actor and they meet each other on set and they do not get on. They really do not like each other at all from the get-go. And then someone, I think, paps them and these images go viral of them arguing and it's kind of jeopardizing the entire movie that they're filming. So as a result, they decide to fake date to try and like appease the public and the cameras. And yeah, as they're slowly starting to put their differences aside, I think they begin to fall for each other. And I'm just so excited. I feel like this is going to be so much fun. And yeah, I just love a good fake dating trope in a book. And speaking of fake dating, we do have another one, which is Faking Under the Mistletoe. This is by Ashley Shepherd. I don't know much about this one either, but I don't feel like I need to because it's fake dating and Christmas. I know we have this girl and she's obsessed with Christmas and then I think her boss is kind of like a Grinch and she ends up kind of kissing him somehow and she decides to ungrinch the grinchiest man she's ever met, and they're in like this fake relationship, I think to get back at his ex or something. And yeah, they obviously start to fall for each other. So it just sounds really, really good. And I can't wait to read this. I hope that it's good. And yeah. Okay, so the last actually Christmas one I have on my TBR is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Liese, I think is how you pronounce the author's name. I love this cover. Like, could this be any more perfect? It's festive and it has like books on it. I love it. So this says, it's a slow burn, enemies to lovers, holiday romance, perfect for fans of the hating game, and you've got mail. Sounds perfect for me. So we basically have a Grinch and a Christmas enthusiast. I think it's basically about these two booksellers who work together and obviously don't really like each other and don't really get on. And I think they're also trying to save the bookshop that they work in. And all this stuff is going on and I believe they end up working together and become closer and eventually do fall for each other. So I'm very excited to read this one. It's quite a short one, but I feel like it will be really fun because I love the fact it's Christmas themed but set in a bookstore. I don't think that could get any more perfect for me, and yeah, I'm just really, really excited about this one. Okay, so moving on to less Christmassy books, but just books I would like to get to. This next one is one I'm already in the middle of, which is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So I don't think this was even on my TBR last month, but I ended up picking it up and I'm 150 pages in and I definitely want to finish this in December. I've had to put it down for a while I finish some other books that I needed to finish, so I will be picking this up very soon. This is basically kind of like ACOTAR meets Cruel Prince, and it's definitely reminiscent of like those really OG like YA vibes. Like it definitely does read like a YA novel and I love it, like the parts of YA that I do adore and I adored when I was a younger reader. And I'm just having such a fun time. We have like romance in here. I think there's some kind of love triangle. We have this girl who's like gone to this kind of fae court to try and save her sister, but I think she has some kind of abilities, and yeah, it just is really, really good. I'm just really enjoying it. I honestly don't even know much about it at all. I picked this up on a whim and just so far I'm really liking it. So yeah, I hope that I do end up loving it in the end because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews for it, but so far so good, and I definitely will finish this one in December. Then next we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is by Heather Fawcett and this comes out in January next year. I was very kindly sent this beautiful proof and I cannot wait to read this book. On the back it says, enter the world of the hidden folk and discover the most whimsical, enchanting and heartwarming tale you'll read this year, starring the intrepid Emily Wilde. Emily Wilde is good at many things. She is the foremost expert on the study of fairies. She is a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who is writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good at people. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village of Harrensfak, I think is how you pronounce that, Emily has no intention of befriending the gruff townsfolk, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her dashing and insufferably handsome academic rival Wendell Bambley. But as Emily gets closer to uncovering the secrets of the hidden ones, the most elusive of all fairies, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bambley and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. So yes, this is like a fantasy romance with fairies in. It just sounds so good, and somebody I know has read this and said it was absolutely incredible, one of their favorite books they've read. So I am very, very excited. I have very, very high hopes for this one, and I hope it doesn't let me down. So this next one is one I don't know for sure if I'll pick up. I'm just very hesitant to read it because I don't know if this kind of niche genre is really my thing, but I would like to give it a go. And I feel like because of the cold setting in this book, it would be perfect for December. That is Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. So a lot of people have mixed opinions on this book and this series, but I have heard that it's very binge worthy. So yeah, this is a fantasy romance, but it's an alien romance. So I've never read a book with an alien and a human before, and I've heard there's some very gross and intense and horrible scenes at the start of this book, which is something that's always put me off. But at the same time, so many people tell me to read this, so I think I might read it. We'll see. I just feel like the setting will be like really good to read right now, and I am still in a fantasy romance kind of kick, and it would be fun to try out kind of like a new niche genre with the alien romance. So we'll see. I might read this. I don't know for sure. Okay, so next I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna pick up Empire Storms. I am terrified, but I'm going to do it. I recently read Queen of Shadows, so this one is up next, and yes, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go into what this is about because it's a book that's in a series, but I feel like everyone is familiar with the Throne of Glass series by now by Sarah J. Maas. So yeah, this is Empire Storms, and the time has come, people. We are going to do it this month. So this next one has been on a few TBRs of mine now, but it's Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. This is a cozy fantasy, and I don't know much about it at all. All I know is that our main character, I think, is retiring their sword or their axe or something to open up this cozy little coffee shop, and I think all these different things begin to happen. And yeah, it's just supposed to be super cozy. I really feel like some cozy fantasy is what I need right now. I just haven't had a chance to pick this up yet, and it just sounds super cute as well. And I believe this is like Dungeons and Dragons vibes as well, so that's interesting. But yeah, I feel like I want to go into this not knowing too much. I feel like it's just going to be a really fun time, and I've seen so many good things about this book, and I'm obsessed with this cover. Like, look how gorgeous it is, and I really do hope I love this, because I did order this special edition that this like independent bookstore or something were doing. I just thought it was so pretty, so I've pre-ordered that. So I really do hope that I love this book. But yeah, this is a cozy fantasy, and I just need me some cozy fantasy right now. Okay, so the last book on my TBR is Midnight in Everwood by Mia Kuzner, or M.A. Kuzner, and I tried to read this last December. This is one of my Patreon book club picks, and I ended up DNFing it. I don't know, I was loving it at first. Like, I thought the writing was beautiful and really like poetic, and it kind of reminded me of Once Upon a Broken Heart. It had that kind of vibe to it, and I really liked the writing, but then I just wasn't being sucked into the story, and I was starting to slump, and I had books I wanted to read. I wanted to hit my Goodreads goal, so I did decide just to DNF it and not force myself to read it. But I have got the audiobook on Libby, I think, or I'm in line for it. So I figured I would pick up the audiobook, or maybe just physically read along with the audiobook and read this, because this is a retelling of the Nutcracker. It's very whimsical and fairy tale-esque, and I'm really, really excited to read this. And I do feel like it's perfect to read now, obviously with it being inspired by the Nutcracker, having those wintry vibes as well. I feel like this is going to be so fun to curl up with a hot chocolate, and I just really want to read it now. I think last time it was just like my mood and my overall vibe just wasn't matching this book, if that makes sense. Like, I definitely do believe in wrong book, wrong time, and I just don't think it was the time for me to have read this. So I'm giving it another go and hoping that I will love it this time around. So I'm finally gonna pick it up. And yeah, so that was the last book on my TBR for the year. I cannot believe another year is almost over. I just honestly, like, where has this year gone? It has just flown by, and I'm just so excited for next year and all of the things I have planned for my channel next year. And I'm also super excited to share all of my other Bookmas videos coming throughout this month. So next you're going to see me decorating my library room for Christmas. There's going to be an on-haul video, a Christmas book haul, a book shopping video, a bookish gift guide, a 24-hour readathon that's Christmas themed, some festive reading vlogs, and so much more is all coming throughout this month. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of that, and hit the notification bell as well, because then you will be notified every time I upload. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments what's on your TBR for this month. How many books are you hoping to read? Do you want to complete your Goodreads goal? Have you already? Let me know down below and let's chat. I'm so excited to hear what everyone is reading for the last few weeks of this year, and hopefully we're all reading some pretty good books. It'd be nice to end the year on some 5-star reads. But yes, if you did make it to this point in the video, leave a Christmas emoji in the comments and let me know what book you're most excited to read this month. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It really does help me out and I do appreciate it. And yes, I will have everything linked in the description box that I've mentioned, along with the link to my Patreon, and that's where you can find extra content from me, such as a monthly buddy read, a monthly readathon, some Christmas videos, some live shows, the Christmas readathon I'm doing with my lovely friend and the reading vlog for window shopping, and lots of other things. It's all over on my Patreon, so if you don't want to miss anything and you would like to get early access to all of my Bookmas videos, then make sure you head to my Patreon to find out more. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're reading lots of good festive books, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!